What's up, YouTubes? So this is kind of timely, and I swear I did not plan this intentionally, but I had recently just ordered this Solary smoke leak detector off Amazon. It's like 60 bucks. I think I was watching this guy's YouTube channel. I think his name is Matt Parker, something like that. He's this guy that he fixes people's cars for free. Like he's got like a truck, he drives around. Maybe you guys know him or whatever. Anyway, I saw he used this the other day, and I'd been eyeballing like the expensive ones at Harbor Freight, and I'd seen them on a couple other channels, and you know, it just looked like a super useful diagnostic tool to be able to find like vacuum leaks, or maybe in my case, it'll help me identify the source of this coolant leak that I'm working on my Mark 7 Volkswagen Golf of my son's, so I can finally get it done and get it out of my garage, and so he can start enjoying it. But anyway, so I got this thing. It's very basic. It just has a couple, leads to hook up to a battery, just like an on-off switch, little port here. Comes with this little bottle, and you're supposed to like fill it with like baby oil, or I think there's like, I don't know, probably official leak smoke, but baby oil supposedly works. So that was just a couple bucks. So I picked some of that up, and I'm going to try it out. Now, one interesting thing to note about this is it's only 60 bucks, right? So there's not a lot of configuration settings that you can manipulate. So this thing has an output pressure of 19 to 23 psi. And so for some of the tests I'm doing, sometimes you might want to be able to regulate that pressure downward. So hang on one second, and I'll show you what I just picked up to kind of modify the system before I use it. All right, so here's what I just picked up. So some of the components that I'm going to be testing, sometimes you don't want to put more than, say, like 10 psi, to the system, so that you don't risk damaging other gaskets or seals, things like that. So what did I do? I have no idea if this is really going to work, but this is what I'm going to try. I got this little Merlin airflow control valve. It's for tools, just for air tools. So airline here, you got a little twisty thing. And what I will say is the one thing I really don't like about this is I really wish that this was meant for like lower PSI. So I'm only going to be operating like the very bottom of this scale, which, if it's anything like torque wrenches or anything like that, like you don't really normally want to be operating like at the very, just at a very, very narrow range at the very bottom of the scale of anything. But there wasn't really anything else. And the only other thing that was like double the price at Harbor Freight that would even come close was a lot chunkier, and honestly the scale wasn't any better. So anyway, I'm going to attach this to this side, hopefully, right? I'm gonna tape it up though. I'm just showing you a concept. This to this side, and then I'll have my little, like about $15 kind of inline regulator, and then I'll see if I can get these hoses to like, shove on there. So that's what I'm about to try. So I'm just gonna do it. Maybe I'll show you if it works, and then I actually have a legitimate test that I need to do. So we'll see how this thing works. All right, I've just been kind of fiddling around with this thing. I got these set up. So what I'm gonna do now is, before I actually cut this up, I just actually want to see how it works before I attempt to modify it. So looks like you unscrew that, put it over this end, and tighten it down. So the instructions, I think, said, pretty sure, said to put like 30 mil of baby oil in this thing. So I've not done that yet, but I did fill this up. So we're at about 100, so 50, 60, 70, so about that much. And I hardly put any in. Okay, just a little bit more. All right, I think it's about 30 mil. And instead of hooking this, so this comes with these 12-volt battery leads. So instead of hooking it to those, because I was just doing leak down or compression tests on the car, so I don't really want to run down the car battery. So I happen to have this little 12-volt power supply. So turning that, might help if I plug it in. All right, so applying power to my power supply. So this is on, and right now I've just got the little, what I believe is like this for the spark plugs, and you can already see some coming out. That's pretty fast. Looks pretty simple. Very cool. For first time use, add 30 millimeters of smoke oil of the smoke generator. When it's running low and no longer producing smoke, add another 10 to 20 mil. That's it. Those are the only instructions. So now let me also show you what we're actually going to be doing with this thing, and maybe I'll show you on the turbo that I'm about to, well, I don't know if I'm actually going to put it in, but let's see here. Get some coil packs out of the way. Move this back a little bit. And supposedly this little end over here gets pretty hot, so I guess you're supposed to be trying not to burn yourself. All right. So actually I'm going to turn this around. And so I believe this line and this line are essentially like the water jacket area. So let's see. Whew. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no. It works fast. Okay, so apparently the other coolant line is blocked off. Okay, so that is where the other one's at. It's pretty toasty. Okay. So, you know, this is essentially the test that we're about to do. And for my test on the car, I want to see if you get, you know, stuff shooting out I guess the exhaust side. So I think that's exactly what the test is going to be. So I'm going to connect this on the car to one of the cooling ports. Maybe I don't know if I'll block it off yet. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it, but that's how the smoke thingy works. Generates a lot of smoke. Works good. Now I guess next thing is for me to see if I can manipulate and control the PSI with this little gauge. So just for kicks, I'm testing out this smoke machine, right? And I just dropped it in the oil port. And what I think is kind of interesting, and I'm not sure if it means anything yet, but we're definitely getting a migration, you know, of smoke back through the intake system. And I just need to think for a minute about how that might happen. And maybe this means something. I just need to think on it. All right. So you know how I was talking about noticing some oil right down here? I think it may be this cap right here. Anyways, there's a couple places right here I gotta check out. But I think this guy right here is the source of why there's a little pooling right there. So this thing's kind of cool. And then this is coming out of here because of the PCV valve doing its job and venting back here. Whew. Yeah. Oh, I had the cap cracked a little bit too, just because I didn't want too much pressure in the engine. Anyways. All right, now I played around with it on the car and whatnot. I'm gonna get back to, oh shoot, I got coolant all over. Okay, I figured I'd show you. I just like cut some little pieces of hose to kind of jerry rig that little regulator setup I was telling you about. This probably isn't how I'd actually run it, but I just wanted to actually see if it would work. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm turning it on right now for you guys. And gonna see if I can regulate the smoke pressure. Ooh, it seems like it doesn't like being backed up. Okay, so let's see here. Huh, gauge isn't really doing anything. So I don't know, maybe this is a fail. So right now it's blasting away. Gauge isn't showing anything. Just smoking myself out here. And you know what? I'm more worried I'm going to do damage to the system. So I'm going to say this little gauge thing that I did, it's probably a fail. Don't do that. All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's because this is for air tools. Maybe I should have bought the one that was like 22 bucks. It was just like a regular like gas regulator. But like I said, that thing was giant and chunky, and I don't know. I almost think the beauty of this thing is just the simplicity of it. So, yeah, I would probably not do this. Just be a little careful with it. Just know that, you know, just be cognizant of whatever system you're working on, and you know what the seals are rated for and stuff like that. And just, you know, if you need to, just kind of put it in loosely, so it can vent on its own. I think that's what I do. That's kind of what I did over here, what you saw in my tests. So anyway, I don't think I'm gonna use a regulator on it. All right, hope this helps. Kind of a cool little tool. Hey, so I had this other thought. I was like, hey, like, what if I had it on there backwards, like, and so I decided to flip it around the way that like is not as like easy to use, and check that out. The pressure increases when I flip it around the other way, and so there's okay. So I'm just trying to keep it at 10, which is like, geez, it's like way down there. So you can do it. It just, I still don't like the way it kind of chokes up the system. So I think it's a bad idea for this. I think if you care about being able to control the pressure, buy a better machine that's like purpose built for that. I think you risk damaging, you know, this thing. But this does actually, it does work. See, oh, yeah, it works, but I wouldn't use it. All right, see ya.